Welcome back to Nick Lenz's comic, or the classic, less known classics. This is episode number 2594 and Doubleshot number 2488. This book here in particular is one of the X-Men books. It is actually, believe it or not, one of the very few X books I have not covered yet, because I've been covering X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur, I've covered Wolverine, I'm also currently covering Cable, I've covered Deadpool. Alpha Flight is definitely not I've covered yet. Well, barely anyways. Let me explain. I have covered a couple issues of this book already in the Axe Vengeance trade. I reviewed issue 7980. It was the Axe Vengeance Spider-Man X-Men, so we can find out. But this book in particular is the very start of this very series. We have Alpha Flight Classic Volume 1 of 3. Yep. Now, this collects the first 8 issues of the 130-issue volume. Yep. Now, this, of course, is all written and drawn by John Byrne, who does the first 28 issues. The classic book does stop at 29, but he doesn't do that one. That's Bill Mantlo who does that, because that's a crossover with Hulk. Also, I have discussed, I have discussed one other issue already in this book, and that's, like some issues, not a lot. Now, Alpha Flight and this very start of the book are comprised of mostly, you think of it as found members. Snowbird, Amora, Northstar, Guardian, Sasquatch, Shaman, Puck, and Marlena. Marlena is, from what I read about her, she is an alien who, after the first couple issues of this book, after being saved by first few issues, to be saved by Namor, I'll get to who took her captive, falls in love with him, becomes wife number 2. Yep. Now, also in these opening issues, we're introduced to one really big character who is mostly put a heavily reoccurring Alpha Flight villain. A guy by the name of Master of the World. Yes, seriously, that is the guy's name. Master of the World. As for why in the world that John Byrne created this character, I have no idea. This is a guy who first appears in issue number 2 of this very book, who wears the same outfit, and his appearances are very, very sporadic. When he's first introduced, he actually takes Marlena hostage, because Marlena goes nuts, and of course she thinks Master of the World was responsible. He's like, no, I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, his name is Asu. Now, he calls himself Master of the World, or at least not currently Master of the Master of Weird World, but he has been a long time Alpha Flight villain. I do mean a long time one. After the first 4 issues, he does not return to... He's not, let's say, a character that appears a lot throughout the history of the book. Now, I've discussed mostly the only appearance I talk about for him is mostly appearances in Heroes for Hire, the one of the Captain Marvel volumes, and that's basically been it for him. Anybody thinking, is Marlena introduced in Maria? Is she introduced in issue 1? Yes. Yes, she is. And she's still very much alive. She's an alien species known as a poet. She actually thinks she's human. Yeah, they introduced in issue 4. Yeah, she leaves the book after just a few issues. Yep, after like issue number 4, she quits the group to be with Namor. Yeah. because next appearance after this will be in Fantastic Four 261. She would return sporadically after this, but yeah, she would quit the book after just a few issues. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's like, hey, I'm with a handsome guy like Namor. Yep. And of course, in the case of this book in particular, this pretty much picks up right where an issue of Fantastic Four left off. Yeah. Yeah, when I did kind of talk about one of the issues already, thanks to, well, one of the John Byrne visionary books from Marvel. And what about the 4 remaining issues of this book? Well, I first started Master of the World, then we have next issue to do with Puck. Yep, all of Puck and Shaman issue 5. And 6 is the... And one point, Snowbird herself is actually accused of like desertion. Yeah, she's accused of desertion. And it goes with the book in Annie. Her name is Neria. And she's briefly imprisoned, but she basically escapes in the issue to deal with this thing called Kamaku. This snow-based creature. Yeah, and she's charged with apparently desertion. As a matter of fact, she does have permission to leave the base. And her... he has legal permission, but her chief inspector is like, nope, let's be a jerk about it, basically. And... well, he, of course, only appears... like, he first appeared in issue 2, but after 6, he never returns ever again. Probably because John Byrne probably felt this dull was useless of character. And apparently was Sister Editor's Month. Yep. There's also Origins of Alpha Flight, which they don't put in the trade here for some reason. Just made the main story. Issue 7 focus on the twins, where one of them turned bad thanks to some villains, like Daily Earnest and Smart Alec. Yeah, and then issue 8. It still deals with them, but basically Daily Earnest supposedly dies, but he comes back. He does. He comes back in Alpha Flight 30. Yep. But this book, for the start, for the first opening 8 issues of the series. John Byrne also has inking here too. This book is amazing. And I kept thinking, why didn't I read this one sooner? Because I read the series a long time, several years ago, and I knew the series was so good. But, yeah, it's just so awesome, the fact that John Byrne did this. Now, of course, during this run, I did hear later on that John Byrne really wanted out North Star's gay, but he wasn't allowed to due to Jim Shooter's no gays of our policy. He was later out of this gay in issue 104. But I'm going to give Alpha Flight Classic a 10 out of 10. Next up is going to be discussing, well, I read these issues in color, but the book's published version in black and white, read some book some time ago. I'm talking about Showcase Presents Aquaman Volume 1. Now, I think Aquaman, is there Mira? Is there Ocean Master? Is there anything associated with Aquaman in these opening issues? Start of it, not really, no. And for some reason, for some reason, I'm not sure why, DC decided to start the Showcase book with this book in particular, 260. Now, here's the thing. I have discussed already when I discussed the... here's the thing. Now, some of these issues, for some reason, now from 260 to about... I think it was like 260 something, where it just collected it had 3 stories in it, just Aquaman, Superboy, and Green Arrow. The Green Arrow and Aquaman stories have been collected already. It is mostly put exactly what it is. Now, this book had collected issues from Venture Comics 260, the 280, 284, Showcase 30 to 33, Superman's Girlfriend number 12, along with Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, the first 6 issues of Aquaman Volume 1, issues 293 the 300, along with World's Finest 225 to 229. The way this book is printed is that you have 265, then you have a guest appearance from Superman's girlfriend, Lois, number 12, and then back to Adventure Comics from 266 to basically 280, and that's what started his brief feature from Showcase. So he went back and forth between these books, Showcase 30, then 282 Adventure Comics, 31 for Showcase, 284 for Adventure Comics, which actually was his last appearance in the book, and back to Showcase for issue 32, and then starting his feature for Detective Comics, and back to Showcase for one more issue, and back to Detective for 294, make guest appearance in issue 55 of Superman's pal Jim Wilson, and then back to Comics for 295 to basically 299, and then start the opening issue of Aquaman, appear one more time in issue 300, and then continue to do this for Aquaman 2, World's Finest 225, Aquaman 3, World's Finest 226, Aquaman 4, World's Finest 227, 228, Aquaman 5, World's Finest 229, and Aquaman 220, Aquaman number 6. Now, 269 is the debut of a character who we still see this very day. A character who later became a founding member of the Teen Titans. And what character is that? Garth, a.k.a. Aqualad, a.k.a. Tempest. And also, future husband of Dolphin, and also future father of her only child, who's currently dead in pre-Flashpoint. Yep, though he's much more shorter than he's normally depicted, because when he appeared in Teen Titans, he's actually taller, he's like a teenager. Here he's like a little boy. And mostly put, he's Aquaman's sidekick. That is mostly put exactly what he is. We also did have a brief crossover in 267 with Aquaman. Yeah, for some reason they had it where Aquaman Green Arrow had a 2-part crossover story that started in this issue and followed up in the following issue. Actually, the same story. There's Aqua Boy. The Aqua Boy one, it is mostly put there's a Adventures of Aqua Boy one that's mostly put just a story of Aquaman when he was a little boy. He's also with his octopus Toro the Octopus, an octopus that does not appear anymore in comics. Not really, no. Though the book itself, issue 260, the reason I think they put it in here because it's Aquaman's Silver Age origin story. Mostly put kind of in a way, this particular short story says of stuff we still have nowadays. His father being Thomas Curry, his mother being an Atlantean princess, the lighthouse thing. This is where it starts. This one issue. And it's way different from his Silver Age, his Golden Age appearance. Tom Curry, which of course basically died in flashback, he is no longer alive this very day. You might be thinking, does it exist in the current continuity? Yes, he does. Next question. Is he alive? Nope. First appeared in Aquaman number 1, died in Aquaman number 0. Yeah, and the mother is basically Athena. Yeah, this is something they actually kept as basically his mom. Even the Aquaman movie kept this beautiful woman as his mom. And by the way, this woman in the movie is played by Nicole Kidman, which I've heard a story where James Wan, the director, first choice to be, she wanted her to be this woman because first choice. I mean, you cast a big name actress, so he's like, okay, I want to play her. I want to put her in the movie, but I wanted to play Aquaman's mom. Like, okay, interesting. Also, the first appearance to Curry Lighthouse, which is something you still see today. Yes, seriously. Now, there is one thing these issues do introduce here. Let's see. Aqua Girl. Now, the first one There's been a few different ones per se. The first one was introduced in issue 266. This was a one-shot character. And the way she was written, it's like she was meant to be, well, his love interest, but they dropped her after this one issue before they debuted the proper one. Oh, by the way, Tupple the Octopus, a character who was vitally part of his Silver Age stuff, does not appear much nowadays. Not really, no. It's like he was there for pre-Flashpoint, but they never brought this character back. Nope. Probably because he was part of the Silver Age stuff. And if you're curious, Tupple the Octopus made his debut in 229 of Adventure Comics, which is not collected here. Now, what is basically the Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane? It just Aquaman guest star in the story. All because of Lori Lamont. Yeah, that's not exactly no, but that he just a quick guest appearance for him in that book as probably an early guest appearance outside of his own book. And Superman's about Jimmy Olsen, it's basically Jimmy Olsen getting Aquaman's powers. Yes, so a lot of these ones are real like one-shot stories, like him being caught in the desert. I thought these stories were really good, but the Silver Age cheesiness. And for Detective, this is something really weird. At the time when he joined the comic, of course, people know Detective Comics, Batman comic, obviously. But at the same time that he was appearing in the book, Martian Manhunter also featured in book 2. And by 300, Aquaman was dropped from the book, so they dropped down 2 stories. Excuse me. And then they continued Martian Manhunter for about 26 more issues, and then he was dropped and became a solo Batman book afterwards with 327. Yeah, it's mostly about a lot of these ones like one-shot stories, but I enjoy this stuff. But then, of course, we have to talk about issue 1, the detective of Aquaman. Like him battling fire trolls. Yep. And, like, pirates. Really fun stuff here. The World's Finest stuff is just basically just a side book for him. Like in the case of Green Arrow, he also featured in the book 2. Yep. Yeah, so that's most about a lot of the stories, what they are. It's just basically a lot of one-shot stories, but a lot of really cool stuff here. So, here are your key issues. 260, which is the Silver Age story, was introduced Aquaman's parents, who are still his canon parents this very day, the Lighthouse, and that's pretty much it for that point. 269 being the debut of Garth, aka Aqualad. 266, of course, introduced a one-shot character, which was a prototype for Tallulah. No, actually, it was the second one. She was actually one of 2 temporary ones they had. They had no one pop up just gnawing after that. But with the Tallulah herself did not pop up until issue 33 of the Aquaman ongoing series. That is mostly put exactly what. That's mostly put exactly what they did with her. I'm definitely looking forward to discussing more Aquaman. But in the case of this Shocky Events Aquaman Volume 1, I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10. Really? Yes, really. A 10 out of 10. Because all the books were good. Yeah, nothing wrong here. Maybe Silver Age cheesiness, but it's still fun. I enjoy this stuff. Okay, so that's the particular review. Next up is going to be My Hero Academia. Yeah, I'm going to do that, and then basically I'm going to rest my voice for a little bit, and go ahead and, work on put a couple videos up and work on One Piece. Okay, next video. Bye.